How are you, Suli?
I'm fine. How you doing? How are you doing yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So, let me see how I'm gonna start. Give me 1 second. Hey, remember we said that you were gonna start it with Spanish? Hola, ¿cómo están?
Yeah, yeah. But I didn't get time to practice, so yeah, I don't think.
Hi everyone, my name is Isa Rodarte, and today's episode is gonna be in English because we have a very talented human being behind the screen, and his name is Suli. Suli, you wanna say hi? I'm
Hey,
so
hello
excited.
everyone. Hello everyone tuned in. A pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invite.
I'm so excited to have you here. I find out about Sully when, like, maybe 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. When did you do that? Why hit school but not education video?
That was definitely not 2 years
Not
ago.
2 years ago, but I saw it 2 years ago. I promise.
Oh really?
And I absolutely loved it. I was graduating from the University of Houston,
Oh, okay.
and so it hit me. It was the moment for me to hear it. Now, I want to ask you something, and I want people to know who you are, who Sully is. So, can you give us like a brief bio about you?
I guess someone who a person who likes to have fun, has strong opinions, is passionate about the world around him, and it has a keen interest in philosophy.
And that's what I loved about you. In this episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about dreams, and I invited Sully because of that. I think that he's a very passionate person about dreams, and he inspires people to follow their dreams. And that's why today's episode is going to be about that. Because I don't know you, Sully, but I think that dreams are what motivate humans.
Yeah.
And I also think that people are scared of them, and sometimes they don't do what they actually want to do because they're afraid of them, but they don't realize
And
that the bigger the dream, the better it is, you know. So
yeah, yeah, totally.
why do you think people are so afraid of their dreams?
Because I think we live in a world where there's an accepted standard of society, you know what I mean? And the moment you deviate from that, it's not just your own personal fear, it's the fears of everyone around you become imposed on you, it becomes overwhelming. Because the moment you say, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing,
Yeah.
your friends feel threatened, your family feel threatened, your colleagues feel threatened, your peers feel threatened. So then you're dealing with the crushing responsibility of like, am I challenging what everyone else is saying is right and what is already established, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think that brings a lot of fear to chase a path that you feel like this is what I want to do and I believe that this can manifest, but it's very intimidating because of all the other forces that are now being projected onto you.
And I think what you said about people having that fear of, like, there's a lot of people doing this dream, like, why am I going to be doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that you don't choose a dream. The dream chooses you to accomplish it. And if you, let's say, for example, if you want to be a singer and you're like, no, but there's a lot of singers in the world, I'm not going to make it. But if that dream chose you, then you're going to be successful at it. And that's what people don't realize. Like, if you don't try it, if you don't try things, and if you stop like being afraid of what others are going to say, that's whenever that dream is gonna come true. And it's beautiful. I like
Totally.
you, I don't know you, but my parents were, I wanted to study communications. That was
Okay.
my passion, but I studied marketing. It's not the parents' fault, but it's our own fault, I think, for not
Yeah,
trusting,
okay.
for not believing in ourselves. I think that's part of it too. um, when I told my parents I wanted to study communications, they were like, "No, like you're not gonna be you're gonna be
Yeah, a job,
poor. Yeah,
professional, yeah.
there's a lot of people doing it, blah blah blah." So they didn't believe in me, and I got so frustrated. So I chose another career that I didn't like, and I am now doing what I love, which is communicating to people what I feel and what I think
Yeah.
about society and all of that through this podcast, through YouTube videos, Instagram, etc. If you don't believe in yourself, people are not gonna believe in you.
Yeah, I think that's the catalyst for a lot of things. I think the moment you start doing something that you have confidence in, I think you encourage other people to have confidence in you. You know, some people often say to me, how I had someone message me, and they said, "Oh, how do you convince somebody that's your partner or maybe you're in a relationship with that they should support your dreams?" And I said, the only way you can convince them is by showing how dedicated you are towards it. When they see you working hard towards it, when they see you putting all your effort towards it, in their mind they start to believe that, okay, this person is determined and this person is committed to it, then maybe let me give it some kind of chance, you know,
Yeah.
let me give it some kind of weight. I think that's really important. You know, you have to take those first steps. And when I started doing what I was doing, there was only a few people that really were engaged in it, you know what I mean? And then, you know, fast forward years later, there's thousands of people that come out to see me, you know, thousands of people that believe in the messages
Yeah.
that I have in my spirit, you know. So I think it's definitely about you taking that first step. And I think a lot of things that hinder that first step is people being afraid to fail, you know. I think the idea of like you failing is so crippling that a lot of people are afraid to fail. But I think you're never going to be able to succeed unless you're willing to fail along the way.
Exactly. I think failure is part of it. And people who have failed a lot are the most successful people because they learn from their failures so they don't do those mistakes again. And what you said about that person that messaged you, it's all about the actions. It's all about the actions, to be honest, because I'm not going to get into religion here, but I was
No,
just
feel free. I mean, I'm not going to judge you. I mean, you know.
I was just asking my friend yesterday, actually. I was like, hey, how can I make my parents go to this church or go to this religion, whatever?
Yeah.
And he was like, they're just going to have to see your actions and how you've changed and how it has changed your life in a positive way for them to get closer to that religion.
Yeah.
Because they're,
I agree.
yeah, so it's basically the same. Like, it's just your actions, and if you're really passionate about it, then you're gonna be great at it.
Yeah,
And
100%.
yeah, where do you get your inspiration from, or when did you start doing what you do? Because you're very passionate about it. So how
Yeah.
did you decide to like, I want to do this?
I don't think it was ever like you said. I feel like you touched on it earlier that if you have a purpose, it kind of chooses you.
Yeah.
So I don't think it ever came to a moment where it was like I started off doing it, you know what I mean, and it was going pretty well. And then I think I came to a crossroads, and I think it was like I studied law in university, so it was kind of like I follow this path and continue with my law degree, or choose this path and continue with what fulfills me and what I feel like my purpose is. I think that's the moment I think everybody comes to a crossroads in their life, multiple crossroads as well, where you have to make that decision. And I think I had one of those moments when I was graduating university in 2009.
What
And
was
that's
it that you studied? Law.
law.
Do you
Law.
do you do that?
No, no,
No.
no, 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 no.
People never
Yeah.
actually people never actually do what they study.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the beauty of it. I feel like the deception is that we have to study something and it has to define us, you know? The whole point of studying is exploration.
Yeah.
You do it, you may not like it, you know. I think you don't have to be restricted to something just because you studied it. I think that's a common misconception that we're taught in school as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that was the moment for me, and I think a lot of the inspiration just came from. I mean, I'm a big believer in having role models or having people that you can look up to, and I think a lot of that came looking at people, whether there was in music, whether there was entrepreneurs, whether they were just like leaders, spiritual leaders. They gave me a lot of enthusiasm to continue with what I'm doing.
And I think people should actually look up to those people. People should have mentors and
Yeah.
people that they just like, you're not trying to be like them. You're trying to add your own spark to it. But
Yeah.
if you want to be like an artist, singer, you have to be surrounded around those people. So you have a next show coming up, and it's going to be in September, correct? I am so intrigued by your hibas. I call it hibas, but how I became
yeah.
hibas, right? How I became a superhero.
Yeah.
I actually want to fly to London now because I want to go see it.
Make sure you come in it. You're welcome, man.
I want to. I want to. Are you gonna do that around the UK or around Europe, or just gonna be in
Just London at the
just
moment.
London?
London, yeah, just home sweet home for now.
And what's the purpose of it, Hibas? Like, what does it mean to you? Why? How did you come up to that?
How I became a superhero, um, it's basically what is when you come to the show. It's an experience, and it's a message. Like I feel like there's only so much you can tell in a 6-minute YouTube video. There's only so much you can tell in snippets online. When you're live and you're face to face, there's a kind of interaction that can't be captured in the digital. You know what I mean? I love people to watch the videos and stuff, and then in that experience, I have a story to tell, and I feel like to really understand the story, you have to be immersed in it for a certain period of time, and that's why it's a live show. You know what I mean? And that's why I take people on a journey so they understand the message. I love doing YouTube stuff. I love doing online content, but this is an opportunity for me to really take you throughout what I'm talking about, step by step in a way that I feel like creates the most personal impact and relationship that I want to give people, but I feel like I can give it to them in that space, and hopefully it's worthwhile. Yeah, and the whole concept of how I became a superhero, it stems from like just a lot of childhood passion where I was a very like quirky, nerdy kid who really liked comic books, before I loved reading about heroes, and in my head when I was younger, I was going to be like, I'm going to be like Spider-Man, I'm going to be like Batman, I'm going to save people.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was only as an adult that I got older and I started really living what I'm doing, being an artist and writing. And then I'd get messages from, and obviously as a child that dream died, but then I'd get messages from people saying, oh, you saved my life.
Yeah.
You changed my life. You did this. You helped me in this way. So I kind of realized that, I guess in that way, there's some kind of hero aspect about what I do. And then I guess I wanted everyone to realize that we all have the potential to be heroes, you know what I mean? Regardless of how what you think a superhero is, we all have the potential to be a hero. And that's what the whole theme is about, finding your inner hero in a way, without making it sound too like corny. That's it.
Yeah.
I want people to realize that,
That's awesome. I actually like the quote that you use for it. Like, you don't have to have a cape to be a superhero. Like, only if you put a coat in a child, like, because you protect him, from the cold. So you're being a superhero, and that's the beauty of it. Like, you don't have to be famous, but you can actually influence your friend or help your friend to, maybe your friend is very depressed and you're gonna help him not kill himself or be alive. To motivate that person. Like,
you know what I mean? And I want everyone to leave feeling like empowered in a way where it's like, okay, this is my mission. I can go out and accomplish it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have the superpowers to do that,
And that's awesome, because I was just hearing a podcast earlier, and that person was saying it's like a superhero. Like, your power that you have inside is like a superhero. Whenever you find out about it, use it. Like Spider-Man, when he found out that he could do that, like, he started to become a superhero and helping others and all of that. Like, when you discover your passion, your purpose in life, use it for good, for better, to help the world. That's what I meant.
World,
That's awesome. I am so excited for you, for what's coming, and I hope to make it. I hope to make it. And
you got time.
Yeah, it's in September. September what?
25th.
25th. September 25th, 2019. Hibas.
Yeah.
So excited about that. What advice would you give people that have dreams that are just afraid?
My advice really would be prepared to fail, you know what I mean? And don't take it as a bad thing. That's really the best advice I can give. Like, be prepared to fail continually, but once you're ready to do that, you're eventually going to find success. But don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of what people are going to tell you. Be prepared for that, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid of the obstacles. Be prepared for them. It's not going to be easy. That's literally what I say. It's not going to be easy, but if you follow it through, then hopefully it will come manifest in some way.
I thank you so much for your time and for
no problem
for sharing with us what you think, your beliefs, and what you're doing. Thank you so much for helping other people, for being that superhero, and for using your power to help other people and to impact the world in a positive way. I love that from people like you.
Thank you for using your ability to communicate and manifesting it,
Even though my English is kind of bad, but it's okay.
English is fine.
We manage.
No, Your English is totally fine.
Thank you so much. I thought I was gonna end up with your accent, but I didn't.
I'll give it to you next time. If you're missing somebody, you can have it. Don't worry.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And I will teach you Spanish. I promise that.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Next time I'll have it on point.
Sounds
Hola,
good.
hola. I say hola.
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 There we go.
Hola.
Good job.
Yeah, hola. Right, yeah.
I'm gonna tell my people to help you out too.
Oh yeah, cool. Let me know if any of them are in London. It'll be a pleasure.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Sully, for being here, for everything, and I'll send you hugs. All the best wishes to all the way to London, right?
Yes, London. Yeah.
Sounds good. I'll see you soon then.
Take care then. Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye. Mi gente bonita, eso fue todo por el episodio de hoy. Espero que les haya gustado, que lo hayan disfrutado. Y este episodio fue en inglés, pero estuvo demasiado enriquecedor. Igual me encantaría poderles traducir poquito en la parte de abajo, en la biografía, si es que es posible. Yo creo que sí. Pero bueno, esto fue todo. Les mando un abrazo, los quiero mucho y nos vemos en el próximo episodio.